Hi, and welcome to On Stage at A.C.T. Today we're sitting down with actress Sonia Ortiz, who will be starring in the upcoming production of Agnes of God. Sonia, thanks for sitting down and talking to us today.
Thank you.
You're a brand new face here at A.C.T., so welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm very excited about.
So for those of us, obviously, who don't know you, what can you tell us about yourself? A little bit of your background.
Well, I'm originally from the Dominican Republic, but I grew up in New York City. And in New York City for a time, I was a professional actress. And some TV work and commercials and some theater as well. And I didn't act for over 20 years. And about 10 years ago, moved to Florida. And that's when I went back to acting, just doing community theater outside of my work, my paying work.
Of course.
And I just had forgotten how much I love it, and that it's truly one of my passions. So I felt very, very lucky to have rediscovered it. And then I left a couple of years ago to go back to New York to take care of my mom. And I just got back a few months ago and discovered that we had a whole new venue here, right here in Stewart, for me to be able to perform. And I was so happy, and so I felt very, very fortunate that I got cast in this role in particular, because it's a very challenging one for any actress. It's just such a challenge and such an experience, and I don't know if I would have had that opportunity somewhere else.
Well, I love the fact that you say you took like a 20-year break. I'm finding out that there are many people who have become part of this A.C.T. family, myself included, and a few other of the actors, that have taken long breaks between and kind of rediscovered their artistic side again.
Yes,
I think it's really cool that you've done that. So you are playing Dr. Livington in Agnes of God. So what can you tell us about your character? Now, don't give any plot points away, but what's your character like, and how do they fit in the show?
Okay. Well, my character is almost like the narrator. I play a psychiatrist who has been brought in to determine whether the young nun is sane or whether she is actually guilty of a crime. And I discover that there's a fine line between sanity and a lot of other things. I don't want to give too much away.
Well, that's great. But you're basically becoming the decision of her fate, so whether she's going to be fit to stand trial for this.
Exactly.
So while you're doing this, does your character peel back a lot of layers in the characters and herself? Is this a discovery show?
Absolutely. A discovery about Agnes, and also a discovery about the psychiatrist, my character, because I'm a very somewhat rigid person, or I think that I know how things are. And I see in the way I see the world. And then meeting Agnes is really transformative. She has an effect on me that is truly unexpected, and makes me question a lot of things that I just felt so sure about.
So was this kind of tunnel vision that you have seen for your character, was it difficult for you to portray because it's against your character? Or what was the challenging part of this role for you?
Well, the tunnel vision actually isn't as difficult as the questioning, because I think it's, in a way, it's easier to play,
black and white.
Black and white. So actually this, this being in limbo and starting to feel unsure of myself when, as far as my career as a psychiatrist, I've always been very definite and very sure. And so that's very difficult. As an actress, actually one of the hardest things for me to do is smoke. She's a chain smoker, and not only am I not a smoker, but I just usually just can't even be around cigarettes.
So I'm assuming
that's been a
for our audience who is tuning in, this is imitation fake vapor smoke. So this is no secondhand smoke in the show. Yes. No one's going to be in any danger, and we're not giving you any kind of.
But it's a big part of my character.
Okay, so so learning to make that a habit and natural for you is difficult. Okay,
absolutely.
So you've got this you're teetering on this knife edge of knowing and not knowing. How does your character develop and change throughout the show? Is there a beginning, middle, and hopeful end for you, or?
Oh yes, absolutely. I actually think that that's what the show is about. It's about this transformation, and you'll understand a little bit more what I mean by that when you see the show, but
and everyone
I
should
think,
see the show.
Absolutely, absolutely. But I think really it is at the heart of the show. That's what it is.
Great. Now you come back from New York, which is immensely intimidating. I've never acted in New York, so I can only imagine what it's like. What's it like to be, you said the new venue, what's it like to be in this very small space, especially as a newcomer? You're bringing fresh eyes here.
I love it. And although I'm a newcomer, there are a lot of people involved in the theater here that I have worked with before in other community theaters in the area. But I love the intimacy of this theater. And I love that because of the size, I think ACT is able to put on shows that maybe are not as comfortable for people to see. Sometimes, theaters make decisions about what plays are going to go on,
right,
just based on how many seats can we fill.
Exactly.
And I think that the intimacy of the show and the fact that the plays that are being chosen, I think, are really well suited for this theater.
Well, like you said, people are worried about putting butts in the seats.
Yes.
This is a business, and
Yes.
then this is.
And we still have to do that.
So we want people. We've done challenging
Yeah.
shows. So why should people come and see? In your opinion, why should they come and see this show?
Oh, this show in particular? Okay, if you want to go on a wild ride, this is the show to see. I mean, it's got just we talked about this transformation and mystery, and I think until the very end, you really don't know what is going to happen, what has happened, and what's going to happen. And I think that that's what theater is about.
That sounds amazing. So you're doing Agnes now.
Yes.
Do you have a next project lined up where we can catch you in a couple of months?
Not yet, but I'm hoping to do another show here at ACT. And I know that they're putting together they're putting together the season as we speak. So hopefully there's something there that will have a role for me.
That sounds exciting. So I know you guys have rehearsal. So
Yes,
let's anything else you'd like to say about the show, A.C.T., yourself, and before we cut it,
Just come and see the show. Don't miss it.
That sounds like I wish you a great run.
Thank you.
And you can see Sonia here at A.C.T. Studio in Agnes of God, opening January 8th and playing for 3 weekends only, exclusively at A.C.T.
Thank you.